Hi, I'm Veronica and welcome to my channel. Today I would like to show you some methods of resourcing. Now, resourcing is a way for you to show your nervous system that you're in a safe space. And this is important because this is one of the steps in which you can learn how to regulate your nervous system. Now, much of the some physical or psychological challenges that you might be experiencing, such as anxiety, depression, burnout, chronic pain, are often connected and stem from originally from that nervous system dysregulation, from you being stuck in the survival mode, whether it's the fight response, the flight response, the freeze response. They all show up in different ways in your organism, but the main reason for you to struggle is that you get stuck in one of those states and you cannot move very fluidly between this state, which sometimes is very necessary, and the state of restoration, regeneration, and restfulness. So resourcing helps you to get back to that state of resting, state of safety, brings you back to the present moment and reduces the overwhelm. Now, you could use many kinds of resourcing. I once posted an example of resourcing into something imaginary, into imaginary place, and you can find it here. But you could also resource to something that is within your own body, here and now, or within your immediate surroundings here and now. And I will give you a few examples of this today. The beauty of resourcing is that you could use it anytime, anywhere. A simple example of internal resourcing, so the resource that you already have within you, would be to take a couple of deeper breaths, perhaps with a sigh, but staying really aware of the breath, bringing you back into your body and into your present moment just by paying a bit more attention to the breath. So you're not trying to calm yourself down as such, you're not trying to manipulate the breath, you're just becoming a little bit more aware of the breath. Now, focusing on the breath sometimes in itself can be triggering for some people. So if you know that this is not your thing, you could also use your own touch. So it could be something like becoming aware of the boundaries of the container of your body and feeling it, physically feeling it by a little bit of caress or a little bit of squeeze. Sometimes it helps to have a little bit stronger sensation, especially if you're feeling a little bit out of here, a little bit disconnected. So you can give yourself a squeeze from the shoulders all the way down to elbows or to hands. Or you could slide one hand against the other. So that could be another way of landing in the body. You could also become more aware of what you're sitting on or what you're standing on, or even stomping on your feet. Now, if your own body does not bring you a sense of safety, for example, because you're currently experiencing pain, you could also use the external resourcing. And that would be finding something within your immediate environment that brings you that sense of safety, that has like some associations that are positive. And depending on which senses work better for you, it could be something relating to the visual, it could be the sound, or it could relate to touch. So, for example, this shelves over there, everything that I have there could be my external resourcing, because those are all the things that somehow connect me to good memories, the uh, people that have given those things to me, and so on. So if I'm at home and I start feeling a bit overwhelmed, and I need something to settle me, I would usually look at that shelf, and particularly my favorite object there would be um, this this painting. So I might just set my gaze on it for a moment, and there is nothing more to it really. It's just a moment of settling your gaze at that one spot. So obviously you don't need to take it or hold it in your hand. It can be out there, but you can always think of the object that will bring you that positive memories, that sense of coziness, safety, and so on. Now, if you are in a place that you don't know, you could first kind of scan the whole room and see what could become your resourcing point if you need it. So, for example, if there is a window that overlooks a park, or you can see some trees, then that view might be your resourcing for that moment. The external resourcing could be your favorite song, the music. And it could also be an object, a small object that you can always carry with you. Maybe it's quite discreet, people don't see it, but for you it's calming to hold it or to carry it inside your pocket. So it could be some stone, a pebble, a shell, um, something that again you have some good memories of, that is soothing to touch because of its texture or shape, and you can just have it discreetly in your pocket and caress it while I don't know, you're having a difficult conversation even, or something like that. So it could be like your object that you always carry with you. And it could also be something as simple as resting your hands over a cup of hot tea or infusion. So you're feeling the texture of the mug, you feel the warmth, you might feel the smell of it, and obviously the taste as well. And that might be your resource. So of course, everybody is different, and for you, those resourcing sources can be totally different than mine. But it would be useful to make a list of them, to come up with some, and to know whether which ones could work for what situation. So let's say if you are working from home, then there will be maybe always at site or close by some things that could help you resource. And also we could consider what could help you when you are in an unknown location, something maybe you carry with you, or always remembering to orient yourself in the space where you are, searching for what could be your resourcing point if you need it. So it might seem like those are very small and insignificant things, but actually knowing your resources and being able to use them is very important over time to create a more capacity for your nervous system to regulate. So the regulation of the nervous system doesn't come from this big events, but it's not something that you can change overnight. There's no quick fix, one-time rewiring. It's really all about those really tiny things and small habits that you introduce in your daily life. And over time, that is going to change and allow you to switch more easily between the survival stress state and that rest and restoration state. Now, it's not all about being calm all the time. You need to be aware, alert, active in many situations, but you could still find something that keeps you safe even in that activation mode. So let's say if you have some important speech or presentation, you obviously have to be very awake and alert, but then you might be using your resource in order to feel safe and not get too much into anxiety or even towards the panic. So this is the way you could use resourcing. I hope that it was helpful, and I would really recommend you to create your own resourcing list. And if you do struggle with anxiety, with chronic anxiety, you could also have a look and I'll download my free audio First Help for Anxiety from my website. You can find it here. I look forward to see you next time.